Howdy folks, Deacon Parsons here. Today's video started out as a comment on one of Sargon's Petition videos, but, well, it kinda outgrew itself. Sargon, you asked people to tell you where you were wrong. Well, here's a voice crying from the wilderness of the lone prairie of western Kansas with my perspectives. How can someone who claims to be a liberal act as illiberally as you are in this matter? The problem with social justice warriors on campus is not that they are free to teach their ideology, but that they are able to require it to be learned and accepted by every student. The point of a university isn't to teach the party line, the one approved way, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me Darwin. The entire point of a university is to host a marketplace of ideas where the academic freedom to expound diverse theories and points of view is preserved. We let study and open debate sort the wheat from the chaff. There have to be conflicting ideas, some of which will be proven incorrect, for that debate to take place. Universities do not exist to teach people what to think. Universities exist to teach people how to think. Anyone, you, me, or Khan Noonien Singh, who demands that anything other than the open marketplace of ideas decide what is and isn't taught at university is a censor, a tyrant, and destroys the very foundation of university. When you demand that SJWs be forced to stop teaching at all, then you demand that they submit to some outside entity, almost certainly a government entity, to review their material and only be allowed to resume teaching once their material has been cleaned up and approved by that outside entity. You have become what you say you despise. I will say it again. The problem with social justice warriors on campus is not that they are free to teach their ideology, but that they are able to require it to be learned by every student. It is an axiom of liberty that the answer to bad speech is not censorship. The answer to bad speech is more speech, good speech, accurate speech. You, like the SJWs, are saying that only ideas that you approve of may be taught. You are appealing to the state to suppress ideas you disagree with and seek to only allow and require those ideas of which you approve be allowed to be taught. You feel comfortable doing this because of the abject, obvious, and inherent rightness of your position, just like every social justice warrior. If your ideas are so correct, why can't they win the competition in the marketplace of ideas? This is the same question we ask all social justice warriors. Why isn't what's good for the goose good for the gander? In an incredible historic irony, you cite creationism as a pejorative in passing. Please consider that anyone that demands that a scientific theory be taught as scientific fact has left the Academy of Science and entered the religion of science. Again, this mimics the SJW pattern you claim to abhor. If the theory of evolution can't win in the marketplace of ideas on its merits, then suppressing alternate theories is not only unscientific, it is the very censorship that academics had to fight to get evolution taught in the schools in the first place. Knowing the fight it took to get evolution into the schools, how can you not see the parallels with your petition? Do you not condemn those that wanted the teaching of evolution stopped until it could be reviewed and purged of inaccurate information? Have you so forgotten history that you must repeat it? As the great philosopher Pogo said, we have met the enemy, and he is us. Any thinking, rational person looking at the SJW body of knowledge will reject it as high-grade concentrated male bovine excrement. Does it need to be purged from academia? Without question. But destroying university itself to purge SJW dogma would be a Pyrrhic victory of the highest order. I, like you and many others, find the SJW stranglehold on campuses to be evil and in need of destruction. But many of us are not willing to legitimize SJW methodology by adopting it to accomplish said destruction. Where I and many others part company with you is not the goal, but the methodology you choose to use. I know you parse words and subtly twist and nuance, etc., but in the final accounting, with all the cards on the table, you're asking for censorship, the very same censorship that was brought against the teaching of evolution. Like a rose, censorship, by any other name, stinks just as bad. Recall your petition, rewrite it, to leave the social justice warriors free to teach their garbage, but remove their ability to make the courses mandatory and thus heal the schism you created in the anti-social justice warrior world. You are the only one that can remove the unnecessary anchor limiting forward movement on this very important issue. Do that, and I suspect that you will get not just tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands, if not millions of signatures of support. I will leave you with one of my favorite Churchill quotes. If you're not a liberal at 20, you have no heart. If you're not a conservative at 40, you have no brain. Sargon, you have a brain. Many of us, myself included, respect and enjoy the way you examine issues, but you are wrong on this point. Your journey from liberal to conservative will be documented for whatever posterity may exist until we are plunged back into the dark ages by the coming zombie apocalypse. I'm grateful that the interwebs was not around to document mine. Human memory is much more forgiving. I've linked Sargon's videos on this matter known to me at the time of this production in the low bar. This is Deacon Parsons saying, love your maker, love your mate, and do what's right because it's right, and devil take the hindmost.